Were you a Hemingway fan before writing the book?
Not particularly. I was a Fitzgerald fan of the writers of that era. The Great Gatsby remains my all-time favorite novel.
Mm-hmm. When you started doing research, how did it feel to have access to Hadley's books and tapes?
Well, the tapes were just this amazing revelation. I couldn't believe how generous Alice Sokoloff was to give me the tapes. It was like Hadley was speaking to me from beyond the grave, to hear her voice and her sighs and her laughter, and she even cried at one point when she talked about losing the manuscripts at the Gare de Lyon. All the clues to character that listening to somebody speak gives you, and plus the wealth of biographical detail that was on the tapes, and to hear her wit. It was just wonderful, and I'd already read A Movable Feast many times by the time I listened to the tapes, and to compare the Hadley of A Movable Feast to the Hadley on the tapes was fascinating.
Probably brought it much more alive for
yes,
you, right?
And it was still the same Hadley, but she was more astringent, her wit was sharper. She was different than the Hadley of A Movable Feast, but still the same woman. Mm-hmm. Still the same warmth and humanity, which were the things that drew me to her in the first place.
And maybe drew him
and drew Hemingway to her also.
Yeah. Talk about Hadley's lasting influence on Hemingway in his writings.
I think he continued to draw on her in creating his fictional heroines throughout his career. He found her to be strong and sexy and smart and wounded and also passive, and these are all qualities that all the Hemingway heroines have. Hadley remained his ideal woman throughout his career. She was the woman who he was with when he was forging his style, so that in itself had something to do with it. I think that the person that a writer is with at the start of their career, when they're finding their voice, is someone who stays with them always, in some way. But with Hadley and Hemingway, it was more intense and a deeper connection. He continued to idolize her then, and that continued till his death. In fact, the idolization of her, which started right after they broke up, grew and grew and grew and grew. And I think he found her to be the only wife who matched his literary style. And Hadley certainly loved Hemingway more than she loved his work, which is probably one reason that she lost him. But Hemingway felt that she was the wife whose qualities, most of any of his other wives, any of the other women in his life, she was the wife whom he felt more comported with his writing, and especially in the memories that she evoked as time went on and as he recalled her.
Thank you.